Well, here we are for yet another one. So, indigenous struggle, or I should put indigenous struggles. It sounds better. Indigenous struggles and religion. I'm making this video because, of course, I'm watching this documentary from Justin Crowley talking about tomorrow's pioneers, which, of course, for those who don't know, Farfour. May he rest in peace. Peace be upon him. Um, And I think that it's very one-sided. It's very much like, oh, look how awful it is that what's going, what's happened with, oh, all the violence that these children had to see on TV. And of course, what they will forget, and I'm sure that he won't bring up for whatever reason. I'm not going to blame him, but I think that obviously it's probably the safer route anyway on YouTube, but I don't care. The fact is that pornography was broadcast on Ramallah TV back in the 1990s, I believe, by the IDF. Pornography. You see horrible, horrible stuff on American TV. They put it late at night or they, whatever the hell else. But beyond that, I just wanted to this is the starting point of how I wanted to make this video. A lot of the time I'm just an old man who's just cranky about stuff and I want to post my opinion because I figure somebody has to hear it. So, yeah. So anyway, why in the world am I doing a video called Indigenous Struggles and Religion? Well, because I think that that religion motivates those struggles. And I think if you don't have a strong foundation, if you don't have a strong base, you don't create anything worthwhile. We see it in the United States. There's this comparison. It does happen. They compare the plight of the Palestinian. I know, oh, but Palestine, that's not a word that's used in Arabic. We're not going to get into the Zionist bullshit. But anyway, I just hear it in my head, so I might as well just say it out loud. But anyway, so they make the comparison between the plight of the Palestinians versus that of the indigenous peoples of the United States. Here are the differences, though. Yes, massive amounts of deaths did occur. The destruction of the food supply, particularly buffalo. For example, for certain tribes, you think of Trail of Tears, etc., etc. The biggest difference is this, though, is that while, generally speaking, the indigenous struggles in the United States revolve around more of a secular sort of idea, not based in the more, I hesitate to use it, but I'll go ahead and use the phrase, maybe shamanistic or even pagan sort of beliefs that the various indigenous tribes had. They will give lip service to these ideas, but it's not as deep. Whereas the Palestinian struggle is based in Islam. And it's based on struggle, and it's about sacrificing one's life for Allah. This to me is the biggest difference. And of course, as we know with the left in general, while they will simultaneously try to support both of these ideas, particularly in the West, they're a little more cautious of what they support in the Palestinian struggles. They're cautious of Hamas. They're cautious of Hezbollah. They're cautious of the Houthis in Yemen. They're cautious of that because of the anti-Semitism and whatnot. But it's like, if you've seen how Israel treats people, much the same way as anti-white sentiment in the United States. But anyway, I digress. My point is that unless you have a strong foundation, if you have something that is regenerating and rejuvenating that spirit, your struggles will fall by the wayside. People can talk about the Wet'suwet'ens in Canada and their struggles against the Canadian government. You can talk about the Sioux fighting against the pipeline. You can talk about, groups, more big umbrella groups such as the American Indian movement. Or you can talk about the struggles of, the death of Anime Quash. Now, of course, like I say, that could be a Fed thing and whatnot. And you can talk about Russell Means or whichever you want to say about the United States dealings or even casinos and all that sort of thing. People are more cautious about the struggles in Palestine, in Al-Aqsa, in Ramallah, wherever. They're more cautious of it. They're more cautious of that struggle. Because, of course, they know also it is supported to Assad as well. Of course, Hezbollah has gone on to support Assad. It's very important to realize these things. Islam, I'll go ahead and just tell you right here, but I've had more of a religious epiphany. I just cried and cried for hours, and I just said, I apologize to a lot of folks. I ended up getting a new job, and I was just so thankful. But there were so many things just ran over me. I just kept apologizing and saying, I'm sorry for this and that. I say thank you for this and that. I hope this person's doing well. Went on for hours and hours. Oh, I'm amazed I'm awake as I am today. But anyway, beyond that, I have more of a respect for Islam. I'm still more of a Christian person because that's the culture I come from, but I have more of a genuine respect for Islam and for its struggles. And I realize that it's a very different line to have. If you don't have anything to fall back on, religiously or spiritually, I don't like spiritual. I'm very cautious of that word, but if you don't have any spiritual basis in your heart, I believe you'll fail. You have to do something according to God's will. I'm sorry I'm using this language, but I feel very strongly about it right now. I'm not going to say it may change later on, but I feel very strongly about it. And when you see these indigenous struggles, and like I say, I'm just pointing out two, and I'm doing a very bad job of it, but discuss these issues, you have to look at a lot of different areas and realize that these are two very different things. And people are very fickle, and people talk about optics all the time, right? They'll say, we support the Palestinians, but please keep Hamas out of this, and that sort of thing, right? We're against Israel, but please don't get too anti-Semitic, please. That sort of thing, right? They'll say, we support indigenous rights in the United States, but please don't bomb any, we want to be able to have our gas heat, sort of thing, right? It's very lib sort of mentality. It's lip service, ultimately. It's to pretend, give a virtue signal to say, we support these people, but not really. I know that was schizo. I do realize that, but Sorry, I'm trying to get over this cold here. Whew. Anyway, just be aware that these issues run deep. These issues run deep. Many people have given their lives for these ideas. And even me, being the honky that I am, being the dumb cracker that I am, I can at least recognize that these are very hard struggles. And we all have to make our own paths. I'll put it that way. Anyway, I think that's all I got. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that, or at least got something out of it. Leave me a comment if you like and say, holy shit, Uncle Thomas, have you gone full schizo? Are you off your meds? No, I don't have any meds. I'm naturally like this. I'm sorry. All right, let's end it. See you later. Bye-bye.